some correlation between what we believe. So when we were trying to figure out where's Jesus in that, where we get into the salvation that Jesus Christ promised.
I'm gonna show you the gospel. All right, let's deal with one point at a time. Okay. All right, we'll just with this point, and then we'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Let me finish. Let me finish. Give me Baruch 1:1. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 1. And these are the words. Yes. You were reading from the Apocrypha. And these are the words. Hold on.
We don't accept the Apocrypha. Is that in there?
Give me John 10:22. This is the original 1611 King James Bible.
We don't accept the Apocrypha.
Okay, but it's in the original King James Bible.
Yeah, wait, let me see.
That's right.
You got the Apocrypha in the original King James Bible?
I don't have it. It's created like that. That's right.
It was created like that? Not the 1611 version.
Wow. Genesis, Malachi, we got first Ezra to take it.
What does the Apocrypha mean?
It means hidden books.
It means hidden books?
Yes, the Protestant church took it out. Right. That's a later translation.
Why?
Because of what we're about to read right here.
Okay. Right. So why is it in the book that he's reading here? That you've been talking about the whole time, why is it in there and you read it from another book?
Well, brother, it's the same thing. People carry New Testament.
But you just said it's the same thing, but then you said it was taken out.
Yeah, read it right there.
It's the same thing or not?
Yeah, read it right there. This is the King James Bible. Let's read it right there. Right? Let's read it out of that.
Where's the Revelation?
Right? Hold on. Go to John 10:22. I'm going to show you something.
The book of St. John, chapter 10, and verse number 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication.
The what?
The feast of dedication.
And what?
And it was winter.
Jesus Christ kept the feast of dedication. What book do you read about the feast of dedication being ordained as a holy day? Where?
Or if it's a feast, or actually rather, I don't know specifically what the feast is, but if you guys are talking about Christ keeping feast, I'm following your argument. What is it dedicated? What is it dedicated?
If you don't listen, if you don't know, then you don't know.
Well, my point is, if you're talking about a feast of laws, I don't know what. I just told you I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know.
Okay, go on. So feast of dedication.
Listen, right,
but I'm saying let's move on for that. So
no, we're not going to move on.
Right.
Y'all are very impatient.
Listen, come on, you can listen.
Hold on.
What I mean by
you said I don't subscribe to the Apocrypha. You said it's not part of the Bible.
Right. Okay. So if the feast of dedication is the Apocrypha, you're trying to validate the Apocrypha by saying the feast of dedication is in the Bible.
Yes.
Is in John. I mean, here it is in the Apocrypha.
Yes.
Accepted as truth.
Yes.
I don't. Come on, bro. Whatever.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Call Halim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Chahakudash. And dumb honors to the elders and apostles men of great millstone. And to the rest of the brothers known down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Shalom by Yahshua Dawada. And to Zakim and Akwat, that's out there repenting, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Joshua Allah, Shalom to you, Mashukah. And also to respect and burden our people that's among the other nations, looking like the other nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 12:9. Of course, through the seed of what? The man, your father. He got to go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Yahshua Shalom Mashukah. Now you see, this is why you ain't supposed to deal with these damn Christians. Now, that's the brother Naquan with the Watchmen of Israel. I was scrolling through some TikTok stuff and came across this and saw this. And this is why you're not supposed to even deal with them Christians. You're supposed to send them on their way. You see? What did Yahweh Shah say right here? But I'm going to grab what they grab and I'm going to go to the point. But what did Yahweh Shah say right here? That's why a lot of people don't get it. When you go into Matthew, the 10th chapter, Yahweh Shah gave us explicit instructions. Right? He gave us explicit instructions. Now, listen, I'm going to start jumping in at 10, at 11. Matthew 10 and 11. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire in it who is in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into an house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return unto you. And what? And whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words. And when it says nor hear your words, it's going into hearing and accepting what you're telling them. If they're not accepting it, what do he say? When ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. You see? This is what you got to do. That's what you got to do, man. You see? And it's a problem on people. You want to build with these people. When they run around coming to you talking about they're Christian and all this stuff, you want to try to build with them. You want to try to persuade them. But guess what? You can't deal with them. What do y'all trying to say right here? When you see they not going to adhere to what you're telling them, tell them go enjoy your day. Go do what you go do. Go on about your business. This ain't for you. You see? Because they've been taught that false doctrine. They ain't been taught the truth. So just like I said in Luke the 5th chapter, they gonna say the old wine is better. They not gonna this truth, they not gonna accept it. You see? You heard what he said out of his own mouth. You heard what he said. The individual said what?
I can point to any other book and say, okay, that's in the Bible.
Now look how stupid he looked. Now he just said I can point to any other book. Put it like this. When you go into the scriptures, right? And when it's pertaining first, before I do that, you gotta send them on their way. But let's grab this before I do that. Let's go get that, what they read. Now, when you read this, see, they don't understand that between the Old Testament and you got the Torah and the Tanakh, the book of the prophets. And then in the prophet, they go to Malachi. After Malachi, you have the Apocrypha, which we already know. You have a 400-year time period that's in between Malachi and Matthew. It's a 400-year time period. We know this. They don't know this. This is why they don't get it. This is why they read the scriptures and they jump from the Persian Empire straight to Rome. And they miss a whole 400-year time period during the kingdom of the Greeks. You see? This is why they don't understand nothing. When they go into reading Daniel, the second chapter, and you get those 4 kingdoms, and then you go into Daniel, the 7th chapter, and you get those 4 kingdoms there, they don't even know. They just read. They don't pay attention to what's mentioned in them when it goes into the leopard, meaning the kingdom of the Greeks, with Alexander and his flunkies. You see? They just read the scriptures and they don't even know, they don't understand nothing. Like, how can you read something and I'll be like, wait a minute, okay, well, where is this time period at in the scriptures? I need to get this. And you find that in the Apocrypha. This is why, if they go read Daniel, the 11th chapter, they ain't going to understand it. They don't know what it's talking about when it says the king of the south is going to go against the king of the north. They don't understand what that's talking about. They don't get it. So where would you go to go get those things at? You would go into the Apocrypha where that history is at. You see, this is why they don't understand nothing. And then when you tell them, they ain't with it. You know why? Because they ain't coming against you. They coming against Yahweh Shem Shai. You see, once again, you got to understand these prophets that was written about our people that you was gonna be sent into captivity, you gonna be taught to worship idols, wood, and stone. That's what took place there. You was never taught Yahweh Shem Shai. When you hear these motherfuckers talk about, so where's Christ in that? They talking about that crack ass false shit, man. They not talking about Yahweh Shai the truth. You see? But let's grab this. The brother was reading to them in John 10, right? In John, the 10th chapter and the 22nd verse, right? And it says what? And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. And Yahweh Shah walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Now, what did he do? When was the feast of dedication? And this is what the brothers was trying to show him. When the feast of dedication was instituted. Yahweh Shah is keeping a custom that our people was keeping, and he was keeping it too. But the point is, he was keeping this custom, and when was it instituted? So if the Apocrypha is not canon, well, if it's not canon, well then Yahweh Shah shouldn't have been keeping the feast of dedication then. You see? You people are stupid. Y'all don't know nothing. Now let's go get it though, right? Let's go to First Maccabees. See? Now mind you, once again, they don't know this history. This is a 400-year time period that you have not been taught in the scriptures. Why you think you only read? They don't even read 66 books. See, they just read the ones from Matthew to Revelations. That's all they read. They actually don't even go. They've been taught and told to, oh, the Old Testament is done away with. Just don't. So they don't even read though. They don't even read the 66 books. You see, and you know damn if they don't read that, they damn sure don't read the 80 books that we got. They don't read it. You see, but let's get this in Maccabees. First Maccabees, chapter 4. Yeah, let's go down. Right, First Maccabees 4. And we'll start, let me see. Yeah, we'll start right. We'll just jump in it right here. Right? This is when the Feast of Dedication was instituted. The custom that Yahweh was keeping during the time of the Roman period. Right? This is that missing 400-year period that they don't know nothing about. These damn Christians. You see? And it's always some stupid-ass Jake walking up, coming and trying to argue and debate with you instead of shutting up and listening. You see? Now, I ain't got nothing to say about them brothers, Wi-Fi. They going on, they be, but I ain't got time for it. I ain't even going to speak on that. I'm speaking with the matter at hand. You see? But it says what? First Maccabees 4 and 52. Now, on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Keslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning, and offer sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offering. Because why? The old altar, it was defiled. Them damn Edomites had our people, they was forcing our people to sacrifice swine flesh on it and so on and so forth. So it had to be broke down. And a new altar was commemorated, you see? And then the clean sacrifice has been established on that. It says what? And offer sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made. Look, at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals. When all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the power of heaven, Yahweh Shem Shah, who had given them good success, and so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrifices the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and the gates of the chambers they renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus were there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away. Moreover, Judas and his brethren, with the whole congregation of Yasharallah, ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season, from year to year, by the space of 8 days, from the 25th day of the month Keslu, with mirth and gladness. You see that? And that's the point. And that's what Yahweh Shah was, that was the custom of Yahweh Shah was keeping. You see? So you can't come in there and say, oh, so you want to tell me to read something in here, and then I'm gonna jump here, and then I'm supposed to believe that was kept. Yes, motherfucker. Yes. You see? Yes. You see? Because a prophecy can be told. Let me show you something. Let me show you. You can go to Isaiah. I'm just going to grab this little point. When you go into Isaiah, the 7th chapter. Now, a lot of times in the scriptures, when you come across a prophecy, you have to show somewhere else where the prophecy was fulfilled at. If you can't show in the text where this prophecy was fulfilled, that means it wasn't fulfilled. You see? You have to verify the prophecy. And if the prophecy cannot be verified, meaning it's yet to remain to be fulfilled. You see? So this prophecy in Isaiah, right? Isaiah pertains to Yahushua. Isaiah 7 and 13, and the point is 14. And it says what? And he said, hear ye now, O house of David. It is a small thing for ye to weary men, but will ye weary my power also? Verse 14. And it says what? And it says, therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin, meaning a newly married woman, shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, meaning the Hebrew word is Amana wa Allah, which means power is with us, or with us is power. You see? Now, this is a prophecy concerning Yahushua. You see? Just like when you go into let me grab it right here. Right? When you go into 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter, right? And it says what? It says, when you grab this right here, 2 Samuel 7:12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. Now we know that Solomon came out of the bowels of David, but it's also concerning Yahushua too. You see? It's also talking about Yahushua too. But I ain't finna go into that, but let's go to the point though. Let's go here to Luke, right quick, where the prophecy is also being repeated here, right? It has to be fulfilled. Just like if you go into Isaiah the 11th chapter, you see, when it speaks about the root of Jesse, it's concerning Yahushua. It had to be fulfilled. So you want to follow in the scriptures. How you think our people know in the text? When what is that? John 1. Matter of fact, let me grab this one too. Why do you think they said this in John 1 and I think around 29, I think. And it says what? Let me see. Where is that at? I know it's 29, but let me see. I won't. Is it 49? I think. Let me see. There you go. Right? And what it says right here. John 1:44. Now Philip was of Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip finding Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him of whom Moses in the law and in the prophets did write, Yahushua of Nazareth, the son of Joseph. You see that? Now what did he say? We have found him who Moses concerned. So Moses, what did Yahushua say? Did not Yahushua say, for Moses wrote of me? For if you believe not his words, if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? For he wrote of me. You see that? Meaning pertaining to prophecy. So let's go get it real quick. So when you go into this Luke right quick. So once again, you've got a prophecy speaking about Yahushua is going to come. You have to go to the other text that's going to confirm when he came. You see? And that's dealing with any prophecy. Any prophecy that's in the scripture, you're going to go to where that prophecy was fulfilled. If it was not fulfilled, it's being repeated over and over and over again, and it's never been shown where that prophecy was fulfilled. It is still yet to be fulfilled. So you can't, the point I'm making is you can't read something in the scriptures, and then somebody show you another part of what this was instituted, like the brother was trying to do, and then you say, oh, well, I ain't going to accept that. You're a joke. That's you people some fucking dumbasses, man. And this is why the Most High gonna kill most of these motherfuckers that call themselves Christians of our people. The Most High gonna kill them, man. See, because they actually unbelievers. You see, if somebody's showing you something, that's supposed to basically reaffirm your faith. It's supposed to reaffirm your belief. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Now I know something, and it's supposed to broaden your understanding and actually strengthen your faith. But he just literally went against all that. See, by saying, no, I'm not going to accept that. You're just a dumbass, man. But let's grab this. You know, what is it? I ain't going to make this long. Let me just grab this one. I just want to make this point. When you go to Luke, right, pertaining to Yahushua being born, right, let's get it. Luke 1, and let's go down to it. Let's get down to it. Because it don't make no sense with these motherfuckers, man. Right? Now, what it says right here, let's go, let me see where I'm starting. Let's jump in at 28 for the sake of time. Luke 1:28. And the angel came, talking about Gabriel, came unto her and said, hail, thou art, talking about Yahushua mama, thou art highly favored. The Lord is with thee, Yahweh is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Verse 29. And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. And the angel Gabriel said unto her, fear not, Mary, thou hast found favor with Yahweh. Verse 31. And behold, thou shalt conceive. This is a prophecy. The same that thing was told in Isaiah, the 7th chapter and the 14th verse. The prophecy's there. Now the prophecy is being repeated again, but he's saying now is the time where this is going to be fulfilled. You see? And it says, what? And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Yahushua. You see that? Now, was she bringing birth now? No, she wasn't. He was telling you about to conceive. You see that? So when you go to Matthew 1:21, what did Gabriel tell Joseph? Be not afraid to take him to thee, Mary's thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the word of Yahweh being fulfilled, pertaining to prophecy, which is of the Holy Spirit. Meaning what? It was of the word of prophecy. You see? Pertaining to Yahushua, that he was going to be born. You see? So when you come here, this is a prophecy being reiterated again. See? So you got to go somewhere where it was fulfilled. Now we know where it was fulfilled at. You go to Matthew the 2nd chapter where it speaks about Yahushua being born. But let's go here, Luke 2, right? And it says, let's start at 1. Luke 2:1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judah unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with his wife, with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. She was pregnant, right? And it says what? And so it was, Slocky, always popping up on some motherfuckers goddamn bullshit. Fucking spyware and all this old hacking shit. And it says what? Luke 2 and verse 6. And it says, and so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she what? And she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn. Boom. There you go right there, that Yahushua, that prophecy was filled, that Yahushua was going to be born. You see? So when you read something pertaining to the scriptures, pertaining to prophecy, you got to go to another area where this prophecy is going to either be repeated, or it's going to be repeated and where it's going to show where it's fulfilled at. You see? If you can't go into the scriptures and show where the prophecy was fulfilled, where it wasn't fulfilled yet. That's why you got prophecies pertaining to it. If you go back to Genesis, right? If you just show the point, Genesis 49 right quick. I ain't want to do this, but I got to just show it real quick. Genesis 49:10. Now, it says what? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and until him shall be gathered the people. Bind his foal unto the ass's coat, and unto the choice vine, and he shall wash his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. Now, when you're dealing with the first part, binding his foal unto the vine and his ass's coat unto the choice vine, Yahushua came and fulfilled that in Matthew, the 21st chapter. You see? He fulfilled that. The second part is still yet to be fulfilled. You see? He got to come back to fulfill the second part. You see? This is, matter of fact, let's grab this in John. I'm going to wrap it up with this one. So I just wanted to make the point that these Christians are they unbelievers, man. Let's grab this. John 5, and I think it's, what is it, like 46 something like that right now? Come. You see this right here? And what it says. What did Yahushua say? For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words? You see that? So these Christians, they don't believe in the words of Yahweh Shemam Shah, man. Once again, you'll read some and then you'll go to another place to show them. They don't understand nothing, man. When you're showing them that's why they don't understand nothing when it comes to the Gentiles. Who the Gentiles are, they don't understand that. Because it's a 400-year time period that you have not been educated on. You see, and you don't want to be educated on it. You just heard what he said out of his own mouth. No, I don't. I reject that. I don't accept that. Well, you through then. So you sending these motherfuckers on their way, man. And I'm gonna end it off there, giving all the praise and glory to Yahweh Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shalom.